This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.
Welcome to Eagle Review, courtesy of Stake. Download their app or visit hellostake.com and start trading with ease. Long road trip against the Giants, where we're continuing the celebration of Sir Doug Nicholls' round. Looking forward to the Optus Stadium edition next week. Should be an absolute belter. Just a stack of unavailable starters from both clubs. Any correlation that there's just 3 wins between them both? Well, you'd probably have to think so. First quarter begins, and so does Toby Green. He slots a couple. This one, unchecked at the fall of the ball, and Jesse Hogan, he had a day too. The little give, and he's too classy to miss those. But the start was absolutely brutal. 4 goals by the time we had just 5 touches of the footy. It was a fair hole, and they were digging out of it the moment the game began. This was the response you wanted to see though, and it came from the skipper, Luke Shuey. He puts his head over the ball, wins the free kick, goes back and slots a clearly needed first snag, his first of the year actually. Then this bloke, Jamie Cripps, named out with an infected leg. Then he's the late in for Petrevski-Seton and his COVID concerns, catches the later flight to the boys, but catches fire in the opening term. The first, this little feed from Izzy Winder, one step, bang, look at the height on that thing. Soars over everyone. He's the top Eagle for score involvements this year and continues rolling with this second one, the long ball to the dangerous area. And it's Izzy again. Probably could sling him a carton cripper. That's 2 he's fed ya, but this is a fair finish. Barely has time to take possession. The 2 small forwards bring them back into the game. But then it goes south real quickly once again. The Giants pump out 10 goals to 2 off the back of some elite contested ball numbers, breaking tackles and providing a lot of pace on the outside. On the flip side, the Eagles failed to keep the ball in their front half and really struggled to disrupt the ball movement of their opposition. Even the former Eagle, Jared Branders, getting in on the act with this goal. Footy's just getting a bit depressing once again, as we're entering half-time and this mountain is now in the Everest variety to be climbing. 53 points the difference. It's the second highest scoring half in GWS history. And despite the spirited effort fighting out the game in the second half, the Giants just held firm and celebrated a 52-point victory, which is just crazy considering the inside 50 count was just 4 apart. That's now 6 consecutive losses for the Eagles, leaving them at the bottom of the ladder with a percentage in record low areas, similar to the Giants from the first couple of years in the comp. Here's Simo after the game.
Oh, the start wasn't great. Beating up around the ball, around the contest. They were really efficient in the front half. And then the second quarter, we got some supply, which we haven't had for a fair few weeks. And our inability to keep it in our front half was not good enough. We're dealing with our own issues, which we're working through with our availability. But that doesn't excuse these parts in the game. We're not competitive. So, for the last month, we've had little wins here and there. Strangely enough, we had probably more wins today in the second half than the last few weeks, but the opposition was a bit different than Melbourne, all due respect to the Giants. Yeah, we're unable to put 4 quarters together, and when we don't, we're getting really punished.
It felt like the Giants just couldn't miss early doors. They've jailed an outrageous 12 goals won from set shots at one point of the game, but it was their plus 29 contested possession count which led to the clearance domination for the home side, and they registered 79 points from this source. That's an AFL season high, over twice as much as the league average. The home side also recorded a tackle efficiency in the first half of 88%, which is the highest by any team in the first half of a game this season, whereas West Coast efficiency was just a little lower at 62%. They'd also never kicked 7 goals in a quarter against the Eagles. They then proceeded to do that twice in a row. The Eagles had lost 18 quarters on the trot, but thanks to a few majors, including this absolute bomb from Duggo, the club was able to stop the streak in its tracks by winning the third quarter by 3 points. In more small positives, the Eagles had conceded 7 final quarter goals in its last 5 games. But on this occasion, both sides scoring 4 goals apiece in the final term. Mental wins. It's the last bloke you want to see subbed out of a game with injury. The captain, Luke Shuey, taken off in the fourth quarter, but the word from the medicos is it's back-related instead of the dreaded soft tissue concern. Definitely one to watch leading into a 6-day break with the Bulldogs on the horizon. In just his 5th game of his career, youngster Izzy Winder showed plenty of promise with his performance in a rare game where he didn't start with the green vest on. On top of feeding Cripper a couple of snags, how about these 2 majors he's whipped out to kick off the second half? One showing a bit of dash and poise with this check side finish, while the second with some real nifty footwork in traffic. Awesome stuff from the youngster. He's even capped off the day with his 3rd on the final siren. It's the first time he's kicked multiple majors at AFL level and led the boys with 6 goal assists on the day.
My man!
He teased it in the last couple of weeks, but finally, it's the skipper finding the 3rd gamer just inside the forward 50, and Greg the Leg just pulverises this one. A brilliant way for Clarkey to notch his first goal at the top level, hopefully one of many more to come. Harry Himmelberg. Think he's the Giants' leading goal kicker this year. Go and play full back, says the new coach Mark McVeigh. And how's his effort from this particular kick-in? Goes the barrel and absolutely flushes it. Goes all of 70 metres, says the Fox tracker. Yeah, you're probably going to pay that. Interesting sequence here. Footy to the face for young Bruin. Keeps the ball in the Eagles' front half, and that leads to more darling kung fu moves on the sidelines. How's Westy? Didn't even know it was his free kick. Gave it back to his opponent as he attempts to just flee the scene. Now come back, Connor. You've got to take it, mate. Great to see the didgeridoo getting played after every goal, but fair chance they didn't know it'd be happening 34 times on the day. New set of lungs required for this man. Was this pass really intended for Jermaine Jones? I'm sure Tim Kelly will tell you most definitely. Anytime someone can't put it in from a foot out, you're most likely going to make the roast. Fair knock away from Flynn, to be fair, on Darling. And finally, I'm all for passionate fans. They certainly make the game what it is. This Swans man looked like he was fairly outnumbered on the night, but how's old mate with the tattoo to the back of the head? That's next level. I'd say he's been growing his hair out probably for the last 20 years. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Eagle Review, courtesy of Stake. Remember, Stake have also developed a simple, paperless portfolio transfer method that could have your portfolio out of your current broker and into Stake in under an hour. Visit hellostake.com or download the app for more details.
This is a takeover. Wall Street and the ASX now at our fingertips with this right here.